As the night current drifts forward, the ocean currents off the bow go completely still. The waters actively avoid the massive, fog-covered island looming ahead. Thriving ecosystems are chaotic and loud, filled with the sounds of insects, birds, and moving water. Stepping onto this shoreline, the crew is met with absolute dead silence. The geography itself actively defies physical laws. Rivers draw water uphill, bending backward away from the coast, while colossal ancient skeletons are fused seamlessly into the solid bedrock beneath their feet. The ground is physically warm to the touch, almost pulsing. The crew quickly realizes that standard geological erosion and tectonic movement did not carve these valleys or place those bones. Biological environments do not suspend gravity or alter local hydrology on a whim. If natural forces didn't carve the rivers or lay the bedrock, some external force had to actively rewrite the physical rules of this space. The geography suggests that natural selection has been paused. In its place is an engineered system that operates with a cold, structural logic, replacing the chaos of nature with something artificial. The local wildlife operates on an entirely different biological timeline. A feathered feline attacks the crew, takes a single hit, and immediately splits its biomass to form two identical copies. Standard biological evolution takes thousands of generations of gradual genetic shift. Here, organisms adapt instantaneously to trauma, rewriting their DNA and physical structure in the middle of combat. A sudden fissure in the earth separates Kai and Lyra from the rest of the team, dropping them into a lower valley filled with slowly pulsing, luminescent flora. Waiting for them is the apex predator of the environment. It is an unstable fusion of anatomical parts. Scales transition into torn wings, and sharp claws constantly reconfigure their size and shape by the second. Every time Kai and Lyra land a strike, the beast adjusts its defensive posture flawlessly. Kai notes that the creature isn't reacting on instinct or anger, it is actively processing their combat data. Defeating this predator through martial strength is mathematically impossible. Surviving the encounter requires outthinking a living algorithm designed to absorb, analyze, and learn from every physical mistake. Since striking the beast only gives it more data to use against them, Kai calls for a total change. They stop trying to deal damage and start feeding it garbage data. Lyra stops aiming her attacks at the target entirely. Instead, she unleashes erratic, non-sequential blasts of lightning, instantly flooding the immediate area with blinding, localized electrical storms. This logic tree demonstrates the failure point. By breaking established rhythms, Lyra deprives the predator's processing center of recognizable patterns. Kai compounds this sensory overload, physically distorting the terrain to introduce impossible environmental variables the system was never programmed to process. Contradictory sensory input crashes the biological hardware. The beast seizes up, locking into place as it tries and fails to process a countermutation. They haven't killed the predator. They've merely frozen its processing loop for a few critical seconds, just long enough to scramble back up the valley walls and escape. When an enemy's primary biological function is perfect logical adaptation, the only viable defense mechanism against it is pure, unreadable chaos. Pushing deep into the dense jungle foliage, the reunited crew uncovers structures of smooth artificial stone buried beneath the canopy. It is the skeletal remains of a massive laboratory facility. Cut deep into these stone monoliths are precise geometric symbols that pulse with a faint, steady light in the shadow of the jungle. The navigator immediately recognizes the syntax. They are the exact same markings Kai found on the submerged ocean ruins cycles ago, linking both sites to a single architectural mind. The glowing symbols and uphill rivers provide the structural context, but the wildlife provides the motive. When placed alongside the ancient lab equipment, the creature's ability to rewrite their own DNA mid-fight reveals this landscape as a massive live-fire testing range for biological engineering. But the facility isn't empty. Inside the primary containment chamber, a colossal eye opens in the darkness. It doesn't roar or attack. It quietly watches. The shifting beasts of the jungle represent the first layer of the island's threat. Behind their chaotic mutations lies a deliberate, cold intelligence, a creator still present, watching